Nick, Wild Web, Heavyweight, 11-0, 9 knockouts. Subscribe to Sporting Icon for your latest boxing news. Come!
The unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is looking to use the knowledge and experience of Wladimir Klitschko, obviously his last opponent, in order to maybe help him prepare for Deontay Wilder, and of course not just Deontay Wilder but going forward, and he wants to be using Klitschko's experience. And this is what Anthony Joshua had to say. If Klitschko can give me a little bit of his knowledge, I think it will spur me on to do better than what I project. I need him on my side, definitely. I have so much respect for him. His brain is like a boxing encyclopedia. I will always look at Klitschko, even though I beat him, as the better man because he's done so much more than me. Even though I beat him that night, in terms of his overall career, he's done so much. I will always take my hat off to him and respect to him. The Klitschko was in the era when mistakes were looked at as a way to improve yourself. He lost 3 times, then reigned as heavyweight champion for 10 years. That's phenomenal. He must have learned so much. When you fail, then you go again. Then you fail, then you go again. He built himself to perfection. So that was Anthony Joshua's statement. So obviously there's a fight looming, potentially. Who knows what's going on with the Deontay Wilder one. Last we heard from Eddie Hearn is that he's going to be going to New York to meet up with Wilder's representatives. Obviously, he's going to go out there next week because he's got his second Matchroom show for USA with Danny Jacobs headlining, and of course Jarrell Miller on that card as well on April 28th. And while he's in New York, he's going to meet up with Deontay Wilder's representatives because as of right now, they still haven't had a counter offer back. I mean, how long does it take really? But they haven't. So that's what he's going to do, and this is what Eddie Hearn had to say. I'm going to meet up with Wilder's representatives in New York, get face-to-face with them, look into the white of their eyes, and see if we can make a deal. We've made an offer we feel is substantial. If we're not happy, to talk numbers, and we'll look at other ideas as well. So that is Eddie Hearn's statement. So it is strange, though, that they've heard nothing back. I mean, surely just something back. Literally a something. You know, just say, listen, you know, thank you very much for your offer, but as of right now, we would just like to either decline it, we would like to accept it, or we would like this in the deal. Can we negotiate and move forward? But quite a while's moved past since that offer. It's got to be about a week now. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, going back to the Klitschko one with Anthony Joshua, it's good that he will use the experience of Wladimir Klitschko. I'm sure Klitschko will help him, of course. He keeps his eye on the sport, as always. He's still in the gym, doing all that kind of thing. And of course, he teases returns. But that was an April Fool's joke, of course. But Joshua was right. I mean, Klitschko has met all styles. All styles you could possibly imagine. Klitschko has been there, he's done it, and he's beaten them. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder, you know, he knows Deontay Wilder. He's been in sparring with Deontay Wilder. He was in camp with Deontay Wilder. This is Wladimir Klitschko. And he knocked out Deontay Wilder and dropped him to the canvas on a couple of occasions. So quite a few people have mentioned, obviously Johnny Nelson mentioned it, and Dillian White, who was also in camp with him at the time, witnessed Wladimir Klitschko knock out Deontay Wilder. So Klitschko will know what kind of buttons to press on Deontay Wilder. Now, bearing in mind, he knocked him out, but they're wearing head guards and bigger gloves and everything. So you remove that head guard, smaller gloves, Klitschko will know exactly what to do with Deontay Wilder. So it's a good move. It really is a good move. And of course, it ain't just about the Wilder. It will be about going forward, about how he orchestrates his gym. Obviously, Joshua's been in camp with Klitschko before, and he picked up a lot of tips. But now he can really tap into him. Maybe bring Klitschko over or go meet Klitschko wherever and kind of see his structure, how it was that he kept it for longevity because he was a unified champion for 10 years. And yes, of course, he bounced back after a couple of defeats, but that goes to show the character of Wladimir Klitschko, which is you can knock him down, but he's going to keep on getting back up again. And he's got a desire to win. And, of course, we've seen that in the Joshua fight as well. For the first time in over 10 years, we actually seen Wladimir Klitschko hit the canvas. Whereas a lot of people are saying all you got to do is hit Klitschko on the chin and he's out. You know, his legs will do the Bambi dance and all that kind of thing, which is what happened years and years and years ago. But when Joshua did it, who hits very, very hard, Klitschko got back up again and went on to dominate the rest of the fight. Ultimately, of course, he did drop Joshua in the very next round, round number 6. And then round number 11, Joshua just took over and he gave Klitschko one hell of an uppercut that would have kept most men down, that's for sure, especially if you've got a rumoured glass jaw, right? But Klitschko got straight back up again and tried to kind of like weather the storm. But ultimately, Joshua won, of course. Now, definitely right that he should tap into Klitschko's experience, see what it is that Klitschko has to offer, maybe a bit of sparring, maybe just a general chit-chat about how he would go about facing Deontay Wilder. Now, of course, Joshua, he does use other people as well, so it's not like he's just bringing in Klitschko because it's Wilder and he's scared to death of Wilder. You know, he brings in lots of people, and for a Wilder fight, whereas Wilder is awkward, he's rangy, got a big powerful right hand, moves a lot. So he is a little different to what Joshua is used to, but Joshua does handle the big guys so much better, very, very easily. He handles them. So I don't foresee any real problems with him taking on Wilder anyway. But of course, nothing wrong with taking on Wladimir Klitschko's experience to see what it is that he would do, to see if maybe Joshua can adapt that into his game plan. But ultimately, I'll have to wait and see what happens. So it'd be nice to see Klitschko and Joshua reunited again, of course. So drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.